Good morning, and welcome to the Columbus Center for Spiritual Living's Sunday Meditation. My name is Ann Strayer, and I'm a licensed practitioner here at the center, and it is my honor to lead you in this morning's guided meditation. I invite you to sit back and take a deep breath. Settling into this present moment, I relax my body. In this moment, I relax my body. My body is relaxed. My body is comfort. Is the rhythm of life. My breath is rhythm. In this rhythm, I relax my mind. My mind is relaxed. My mind is at peace. In this peace, I relax my being. My entire being is relaxed. My being is quiet. In this quiet, I experience the center of consciousness within. I am experiencing the miracle of self-care. I am at the center of consciousness within. I am consciousness within. I am consciousness. I am. With my body and my breath and my mind relaxed, I sit in quiet contemplation. I'm experiencing the miracle of self-care. I am at the center of consciousness within. consciousness. I am consciousness within. I'm experiencing the center of consciousness within. I am consciousness. I am. I bring this consciousness into my being. I bring this consciousness into my body. I bring this consciousness into my mind. I bring this consciousness into my breath. I bring this consciousness into the here and now. And as I am now guided to gently open my eyes, I bring this consciousness into the present, and I carry this consciousness with me as I go about my day, my week, and my life. Namaste.
You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. Tu es l'image de Dieu. I hold you in my heart. Tu es l'image de l'amour. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. Tu sei la luce di Dio. I hold you in my heart. Tu sei il volto dell'amore. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of love. The face of love. I hold you in my heart. You in my heart. You are my family. You are my family. You are the face of love. The face of love. You are the face of love. The face of love. I hold you in my heart. You in my heart. You are my family. You are my family. You are the face of love. The face of love. You are the face of God. The face of God. I hold you in my heart. You in my heart. You are a part of me. A part of me. You are the face of God. The face of God. You are the face of God. Eres la luz de Dios. I hold you in my heart. Eres la cara del amor. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. 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 La luce di Dio. You are the face of God. The face of God. You are the face of God. L'image de Dieu. You are the face of God. The face of God. You are the face of God. La luz de Dios. You are the face of God. The face of God. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. The face of God. You are the face of God. You are the You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. Tu es l'image de Dieu. I hold you in my heart. Tu es l'image de l'amour. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. Tu sei la luce di Dio. I hold you in my heart. Tu sei il volto dell'amore. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face. You are the face of love. I hold you in my heart. You in my heart. You are my family. You are my family. You are the face. You are the face of love. You are the face of love. The face of love. I hold you in my heart. You in my heart. You are my family. You are my family. You are the face of love. The face of love. You are the face of God. The face of God. I hold you in my heart. You in my heart. You are a part of me. A part of me. You are the face of God. The face of God. You are the face of God. Eres la luz de Dios. I hold you in my heart. Eres la cara del amor. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. 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 La luce di Dio. You are the face. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. L'image de Dieu. You are the face. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. La luz de Dios. You are the face. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. You are the face. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. You are the You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. Tu es l'image de Dieu. I hold you in my heart. Tu es l'image de l'amour. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. Tu sei la luce di Dio. I hold you in my heart. Tu sei il volto dell'amore. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of love. You are the face of love. I hold you in my hold you in my heart. You are my family. You are my family. You are the face of love. The face of love. You are the face of love. The face of love. I hold you in my heart. You in my heart. You are my family. You are my family. You are the face of love. The face of love. You are the face of God. The face of God. I hold you in my heart. You in my heart. You are a part of me. A part of me. You are the face of God. The face of God. You are the face of God. Eres la luz de Dios. I hold you in my heart. Eres la cara del amor. You are a part of me. You are the face of God.
Good morning. Welcome to the Columbus Center for Spiritual Living. I'm Julie Matheson, a licensed prayer practitioner here at the Columbus Center for Spiritual Living, and I'm happy to be sharing today's announcements with you. Everyone is invited to the Zoom room for Sunday celebration, and our services are being live streamed to our YouTube channel at Columbus CSL. Please feel free to share our service from our YouTube channel to your own Facebook page. For everyone on Zoom with us today, please feel free to turn on your videos so we can see each other, and please keep yourselves muted. Thank you. We are holding hybrid services this summer. We have 2 Sundays where we meet in person per month, and the others we'll meet virtually on Zoom. Save your CCSL e-newsletter for reminders and the Zoom link. As of August, we are sending the CCSL e-newsletter out every 2 weeks. Less mail in your inbox, but the same valuable information. Be sure to mark the edition so you can find the link to our online services, special events, and more. An opportunity to serve. We're looking for volunteers to serve at our Sunday celebrations. If you want to greet people, set up the sanctuary, or help with service coordination, now is the time. Our new volunteer coordinator, Jill Schultz, is looking for a few good women and men to fill the ranks. If you are interested, send an email to robin@spirituallivingcolumbus.org or call us at 614-216-0340. As our center holds in-person services, we still need song leaders. The only requirement, the only one, is the willingness to sing. We have the music, we have the lyrics, and of course, we have our amazing center trio as backup. Interested? contact MacWare at wmacware, that's WMACWARE, at gmail.com. Do you have a suggestion? Email it to ccslsuggestionbox@gmail.com. And lastly, if you would like prayer after service or anytime, literally anytime throughout the week, you can find our prayer practitioners on our website, columbuscsl.org, or you can submit a prayer request on our Facebook page. That's the news for today. Please join us in singing our opening song, Unbound, by Gary Lynn Floyd.
Open your mind, unfold your heart, relax your senses, and feel every part. You ain't got a thing to fear. Looks like love is growing here. So take your guard and let it down. Go deeper still until you come unwound. Unbound, yeah. Breathe every breath out, yeah. Release your cringe. Love without waiting, slowly unhinge, yeah. You ain't got a thing to fear. It looks like love is growing here. So take your guard and let it down. Go deeper still until you come unwound, yeah. Unbound. You can stop waiting for love to find you. Look inside your heart. Love's already who you are, yeah, who you are already. Lift up your voice, oh, lift it up now, and let it be heard, let it be heard, and tell me your story, tell it to me, don't leave out a word, not a word, no, 'cause I think I have been there too. I'm a seeker just like you, and you ain't got a thing to fear. Looks like love's growing here. So take your guard and let it down. Go deeper still until you come unwound, unwound, yeah, unbound. Lay it down, lay it down, lay it down, down, unbound, yeah. Open your mind and unfold your heart, yeah.
Good morning. Welcome to the Columbus Center for Spiritual Living. We are an inclusive organization that honors, celebrates, and welcomes you no matter who you are, no matter where you are on your spiritual journey, no matter how you identify yourself in this world, no matter what, you are welcome here. Thank you for joining us this morning. If you're joining us on our Zoom room, or also thank you for joining us on YouTube at our YouTube channel, Columbus CSL. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do so now, and remember to give it a thumbs up and ring the bell. So as many of you know, we are continuing our search for a new senior minister. And in order to bring that new senior minister here, we have been practicing embodying the consciousness that's going to attract our new and perfect senior minister. A little while ago, a group of us met and did an all-day visioning and an all-day workshop, to put together a sacred covenant for our community that will help us get into the right consciousness to attract our new senior minister. So at the beginning of every service and at the beginning of every meeting, we read this spiritual sacred covenant. And I encourage all of us who are part of this community or who are just interested in CCSL and helping us along to also speak this covenant in your daily prayer work, your daily spiritual practice. So please say our sacred covenant with me. Or I also invite you, if you want to close your eyes and really absorb this within your consciousness, either way. I know there is only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. And knowing that I am one with this life, that is God, I therefore know that I am one with all of its blessed expressions, which includes the presence of a new minister for my beloved spiritual community. Because I know that the highest purpose of my new senior minister is to express God, I therefore know that my new senior minister is a revelation of God as wholeness. I further know that my new senior minister is the fulfillment of that which has been promised by God. For Dr. Ernest Holmes said, human endeavor is to get back to such an inward wholeness that all sense of fear, doubt, and uncertainty vanishes. As I stand in agreement with my beloved community, I see my new minister revealed before me as a wise and loving expression of the One. I now intend to experience my new minister in full cooperation and agreement with my community, knowing this truth about myself, for I am inspired to live as love in the expression of wholeness. As I now accept the highest expression of a new minister into my life, I know that they are revealed in a way that expresses God and serves the highest and greatest good for all who are touched by their presence. I am grateful, God is gracious, and so it is. Thank you. Now please read our mission statement along with me. We serve the transformation of individual lives through education, spiritual practice, and deep community using the spirit and science of mind principles as our compass. So I'd like to thank practitioner Ann Strayer for the meditation this morning. Thank you, Ann. And she is currently holding virtual high watch for our service today. And that just allows us to go into a deeper space of consciousness. So now I'd like to reintroduce the practitioner of the day, Julie Matheson. Julie.
Thank you, Reverend Amy. And with the ringing of the bowl, we now begin our sacred service. I would like to introduce community member Linda Coate, who will be giving us the reading this morning. Linda?
Good morning. Today's reading is from Oprah Winfrey. You have to find what sparks a light in you so that you, in your own way, can illuminate the world.
Thank you, Linda. I've always loved that quote. Now let's take a few minutes of silence together. I know there is one life, and that life is so good. It is God, it is grace, it is goodness, it is love and joy and peace. It is that breath, that one breath. We can get still for that moment and breathe. That breath is that goodness, that godliness. And I know I am one with this perfect life, this perfect love and joy and peace. And I know that everyone present or listening to this is also one with that love, joy, and peace. And I speak my affirmative prayer, my word this morning for this service, that we are in unity with one another, that we are one heart this morning, that we are one love, one joy, that we are open to the message, that we are graced by it, that we are showered in this message, that it is that our answers that we came here today get answered, that our questions get answered, and that we leave feeling peaceful and whole and part of a loving community. And that's what we are here. And I'm so grateful for this. I'm grateful for this loving community. I'm grateful for this time here this morning together. And I bless this service. I bless this message. I bless the music. I know it is the truth. I release this into the law. Thank you, all that is.
Thank you, Julie. I had to giggle there for a minute when you said something about answers and questions, and it reminded me, I hope all of our answers have questions.
Oh, I love that.
Thank you. So it is my honor and my pleasure to introduce our guest speaker this morning. Our guest speaker, his name is Michael Magnus. He has been a licensed affirmative prayer practitioner since 1999 and has had the opportunity to speak at other spiritual centers over several states. Over the years, he has studied many religions, many psychologies and philosophies, and his quest for personal growth led him to earn a degree in transpersonal psychology in 2003. He is presently a senior at the Holmes Institute of Spiritual Leadership in the ministerial program. Good job, Michael. You're a senior. He's giving me the thumbs up. He is active on the New Thought Media network with his Friday evening fireside chat and work with the prayer ministry. He currently lives in Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio. So please help me welcome, this is how we clap on Zoom. Please help me welcome Michael Magnus.
Well, thank you very much, Amy. Thank you very much. We really appreciate it. I'm going to take the headphones off here, so I can't hear you. So just to let you know that. So if you need me, just kind of wave. Well, good morning. And I want to thank you for inviting me here to share the morning lesson. And today's topic of sparking imagination comes from the August global theme titled A Pause for Guidance. So let me read the purpose of the theme for the lessons this month. It says the month of August invites us to pause for guidance, rest, rejuvenation, and to prepare for the next leg of our journey. We welcome joy, innovation, authenticity, vulnerability, and the opportunity here to evolve our thinking. So when I was thinking about this topic of sparking the imagination, it brought to mind two stories. The first story is about my Native American teacher friend, Omana, and that is the word for teacher in her Cree language, who imparts the wisdom to some of her students to be a sacred fire keeper. So for her to certify a firekeeper, the student spends 3 or more years, not only learning how to start a fire, but also how to keep it going despite the elements. So one year during the month of July, when Omana teaches what's called fire medicine, she instructs her students to start the sacred fire with only one spark from the flint and steel. And again, no matches or Bic lighters here. You have to be able to do it traditionally. So this one spark from rubbing together of the flint and steel goes onto a pile of dried grass or shavings. And for those of you who have tried to start a fire with flint and steel, you will know that more than likely you're not going to be able to start the fire with the first spark. However, Omana instructed her students to see it first in their mind's eye, until they had unwavering faith that the fire would start on the first strike. And guess what happened? So the second story comes from the Olympics that were completed a few weeks ago. Remember a little country called East Germany? Remember how they used to beat in the medal count much larger countries like us? So how did this small Eastern Bloc country, with just a few million people, pull off this feat year after year? Well, they did it by first carefully selecting their athletes at a young age based upon their talents and abilities. And then these select individuals would be trained in special training facilities. Now, the other countries were doing the same thing, except on a much smaller scale. The secret sauce, as revealed later by coaches and athletes who defected from East Germany, was this. The athletes would be trained in a form of self-hypnosis called autogenic training. While in that relaxed state, the athletes were instructed to imagine themselves going through their routine perfectly. So now, today, mind training is very common among professional and amateur athletes because it works in giving the participants that extra edge in their performance to win gold medals and also professional championships. So we study about imagination and new thought because it is one of our creative superpowers. Imagination is one of the 12 powers of man. That's first taught from the Unity Movement by Charles and Myrtle Fillmore. It's located now, it's right in the middle of the forehead, okay? And then the will is like right below it. That's from the chart. And from the book, The 12 Powers in You, the definition of imagination is this. It's my ability to form thoughts, mental pictures, and also positive images. This is often called visualization. And I have also have the ability to be aware of the flow of images and inspirations that just come to me. Again, from the definition, it says, when I say that the Lord is my shepherd, I am praying with an image as well as words. Unity minister Dr. David Williamson wrote from the same book. He said, imagination is our picturing power. It brings to mind one of my favorite affirmations from Catherine Ponder. Says, picturing power prospers me. Picturing power prospers me. It's often called visualization. Images are the language of the body. We talk to the body with images. We talk to the body through images. Our body doesn't hear words as much as it hears or feels images. Plato cautioned over 2,000 years ago to be careful of the images that we put into our mind. He says that we are not to put in images of terror, fear, or violence, and especially not into our children's minds. Rather, we are to put in pleasant images of beauty, joy, peace, and harmony. So most of our images here that we have in our mind, in our imagination, comes from past programming and experiences. So we learn in the science of mind and spirit that we are creative like our creator. The one presence and power in the whole universe flows through us, whether we like it or not. It still does that. However, most of our creation comes from past programming and is haphazard. What we learn in the science of mind is to change our thinking and to focus on what we want instead of what we don't want. Why? It's because we are always creating like our creator. What we focus on, universal energy goes towards that and creates that. However, it doesn't end there. Our imagination can be used to bring about heaven on earth if we allow it. To create a larger life here, we must think larger thoughts. I'll say that again here. To create a larger life, we must think larger thoughts. Now, these thoughts translate into thoughts and feelings and images that are used by our imagination to create the world around us. Also this, we will rise as high as we let our imaginations go. We will rise as high as we let our imaginations go. And again, however, we limit ourselves in this unlimited field of possibility by our own limited view. So how do we spark our imagination to create, to have, and be more in our lives? Well, I'm glad you asked that question. So today, what I want you to do is this. I want you to dust off the Science of Mind textbook, blow the dust off of it, and go to page 599. Go to page 599 of the Science of Mind text. And it says this under imagination and will. Kuwait, Dr. Kuwait, announced a great truth when he said that imagination is superior to will, but he did not explain the philosophy behind the truth. So Holmes is talking about Dr. Emil Kuwait, who was the founder of autosuggestion. Have you ever heard an affirmation called every day in every way, I'm getting better and better? Well, that's from Dr. Emil Kuwait. Also from psychology, we understand that will and imagination, when they're in conflict, what's going to win out? It's our imagination. Again, the chocolate cake example. You know that you know, your willpower tried to keep you away from that chocolate cake, but oh, that chocolate cake feels so good. See, again, imagination wins out here. So back to Dr. Holmes, he says, will is an assumption, pure and simple. We do not will to live. We live because we have life and cannot help living. We did not make life and we cannot change it, but we can use it. And the use of life is through imagination, because this facility has at its root here the very wellspring of life and action. Imagination carries with it feeling and conviction, which means all life and action. It awakens in us all the inner forces of nature and stirs into action latent powers which otherwise would never come to the surface. Now get this now. Willpower may be necessary in its place as a directive agency, but as a creative energy, it does not exist. So that's why I teach my students that will is a faculty of mind to choose. There is really no such thing as willpower. We use our will to guide our thinking. To feel, again, getting back to Dr. Holmes, it says, to feel that we have to will something to happen casts doubt into the face of creation and presupposes that life is not self-existent and self-propelling. Imagination taps the very root of being, and it utilizes the same power that brought the world forth from chaos. Again, this is in quotes here. It says, the worlds were framed by the word of God. In the beginning was the word, John 1:1. Imagination is the power of the word, while will is the directive agency denoting purpose for which the word was spoken. Man reproduces the power to create in his own life and controls his destiny through the activity of his word. This word cannot be willed, but it can be imagined or imaged forth into expression. Page 599, 600. Go and take a look at that later on. So to get a bigger picture of life, we must tap into our divine essence that sees much more than we do. We can spark our imagination in three ways, and this is from the lesson notes. The first is to realize that we all have a fertile and vivid imagination. When your inner vision fills and flows with what you perceive to be new thoughts, ideas, feelings, inklings, intuitions, that gut feeling, that aha that comes, you have sparked your imagination. So all are imbued and surrounded by a presence that's continually imagining and reimagining itself as you. It's constantly reimagining itself as you. Also, your growth in consciousness, your acts of compassion, your exploration of greater love, and your adventures into the unknown. So the second note here to realize is that the quality and character of one's imagination often corresponds to our mental and emotional state. So when we feel adrift from spirit, when we feel apart, when we're feeling anxious, separate, disconnected, agitated. So if your thinking is dominated by lack, limitation, scarcity, this mental and emotional state just might trigger an imagination that negates the spiritual truth of your being. And so you might imagine the worst possibilities. On the other hand, feeling calm, receptive, connected, abundant, free, refreshes and sparks an imagination of the highest and best possibility. So the third point is this: a calm and receptive consciousness sparks your imagination. And I'll say that again, a calm and receptive consciousness sparks your imagination. The more easily and frequently that you are calm, composed, refreshed, you're circulating your good, you're compassionate, the more that you feel in the flow of spirit here, the more that you will constructively use your imagination. Again, imagining something greater and more expansively, naturally creates a greater life for you and the lives that you touch. Isn't that wonderful? And so how is this done? This is done by taking time each and every day for meditation and also for spiritual mind treatment, affirmative prayer. Well, Michael, I don't have time for that. Then I'm going to suggest something. You're too busy. You're too busy. Again, carve time out to be able to do meditation once or twice a day and also spiritual mind treatment. The other thing too is this: we use a spiritual practice in Centers for Spiritual Living called visioning. I'm not going to go through the whole process today. So if you're unfamiliar with it, again, please ask one of the fine ministers or practitioners at your center. But in visioning, we ask questions like, what is Spirit's highest vision for me on this project? And then we listen. In visioning, we come from a higher view than our past. We see the possibility in our world rather than limitation. So spark imagination in your life by using it consciously to consciously and continually expand your world. All right, you may be experiencing a great life today, and that is absolutely wonderful. However, Dr. Ernest Holmes taught that we are to continually expand our receptivity to more good in all areas of your life. Let me give an example here. What if you were to receive 50 to 100% more income than you're receiving now? Could you get a picture of that? This is first done in the imagination. Now, the first thing that comes up, people say, well, how is that going to happen? No. In the creative process, if you get clear, if you feel the income, if you feel the money, if you start putting it towards things, including Columbus CSL, tithing back, I had to put that plug in. But if you're in circulation with, how would you feel? See, that's what you focus on. And again, the law is the Ways and Means Committee. So if you keep your focus on that, guess what will happen? The person who limits us is us. So let's all use our imagination to create a world that works for us and for everyone else too. All right. I'd like to close with a poem here, and this is taken from the lesson notes. It's called Journey into Imagination. It's called One Little Spark. It's by the Robert B. and Richard M. Sherman. It says, imagination, a dream can be a dream come true with just that spark from me and you. One little spark of inspiration is at the heart of all creation, right at the start of everything that's new. One little spark lights up for you. Imagination, a dream that can be a dream come true with just that spark from me and you. One little spark of imagination is at the heart of all creation, right from the start of everything that's new. One little spark lights up for you. Imagination, a dream can be a dream come true with just that spark from me and you. Let's pray. Go within, center within. Take that deep breath in, inhale, exhale. Feel the whole power of the universe flowing through you, because it is. That one life is expressing in and through me and in and through each and every person. This one life is God, spirit, love. And this is constantly creating in our lives. So I just affirm for each and every person that's watching today that they use their imagination in the highest and best way. I just now know that new visions, new opportunities, new doors open because their imagination allows that to happen. And I just now know that that spark of imagination is within each and every one of us right here and right now. So we now allow that God essence to express through us as, again, new ideas. And we just now know that those come forth now as we relax and let go. So we relax and let go. And we just now know that the divine is expressing in us, as us, and through us. And for this, we just give great thanks. As we release this word into the creative law of life, that is the Ways and Means Committee, that knows exactly how to do what I've just said. So I release it and let it go. So it is.
Thank you, Michael. That was absolutely beautiful. You are definitely a senior in Holmes Institute, aren't you? Wonderful. Thank you for the message and for the beautiful prayer, and very inspiring. So now it is the time for the giving of our gifts. Thank you for all of the ways that you continue to give and donate and support the center, especially during these times of hybrid. We still have opportunities that we are engaging in. We still have our bills to pay, and we still want to make a difference in the world. And your donations, your tithes, and your giving help us to do that, because it helps us to fulfill our vision statement, which is to create a world that works for everyone. We know and remember that God is our source, like Michael told us. It's in that, how does it feel when you're in circulation, when you are giving and receiving? How does it feel? So let's feel that feeling of giving this morning. Feel that feeling of receiving. And thank you for all of the tithes and making sure that you're up with your tithes. I am not up with my tithe. I didn't realize that. I was told that last week. So thank you for that information. I will make sure to up my my giving and my pledge so that I am exactly meeting my pledge. Also, we all got emails from Robin talking about our pledges. So that is very important for core council because that's how we budget. So there are lots of ways to give to Columbus CSL. One of them is text to give. That's 614-681-8616. Also, you can visit our website, which is what I usually do. It's www.columbuscsl.org, and there is a PayPal button at the very top. You can also mail your donations to CCSL PO Box 14462 at Columbus 43214. You can also set up auto pay from your bank. And if you need help with that, just let us know in the office and someone will get to you. So please say our affirmation with me. Thank you, Robin. My gift goes forth and it does its good and perfect work. Excuse me, I think I messed that up. Excuse me. My gift goes forth to heal and bless and prosper. It does its good and perfect work and returns to me multiplied abundantly. And so it is.
When I dive into a deeper field of energy, when I have no eyes to see what lies ahead of me, I will be one with a vibration where boundless joy breeds wild elation. When I dive into a deeper field of energy, when I have exhausted human physicality, I will embrace my resurrection as I move through a new dimension.
Trust me, I got no regret at all. Into space and out of time, I find my wings and learn to fly from a free fall.
Come on.
When I dive into a deeper field of energy, when to leave my body has become what's best for me, I will feel from a fresh perception when I have known
since my inception.
So I'm going to stop it right there. Thank you, Tammy. So, thank you, Tammy. So Tammy is our video moderator, which means she shares our videos. And I wonder if she, where she is sharing them from is what's causing the trouble and the buffers. So let me just say this, and then Julie, I'm going to ask you to pray over our giving. So this giving, the Tammy manifested a lake house. Gosh, it's probably been 2 or 3 years ago now. And I know Tammy is out at her lake house this morning that she manifested using the principles of science of mind and spirit. So I just wanted to give a little acknowledgement to Tammy on your lake house. Good job manifesting that. That is how the law works. And so that's probably why we're having some trouble here. So I think we're going to troubleshoot it and see if we can get it to not buffer while it's playing. So thank you. And Julie, can I hand it over to you to pray up our offerings, please?
You bet. You bet. Please join me in an affirmative prayer of gratitude for all the support we receive for our community, so that we can keep going, so that we can continue to be this inspirational place that you can tune into. So just join me for a moment. I know there's just this one infinite, unlimited life. And thank you, Michael, for reminding us that we have this superpower of our imagination. And I just tap into that now and imagine and am grateful for all that we've received, and so grateful for this community and all that we give and receive here. This joy, this bounty, this, how wonderful is it to come to a place where we understand the power of our thoughts and the power of our minds and the power of our imagination. I'm so grateful to support this community. I'm so grateful for the support we receive. I'm so grateful that we're all here. And I bless this, I bless what we've received, and I just say thank you. And I release it into the divine law of giving and receiving. And please join me in saying, and so it is.
And so it is. Thank you. So I'd like to thank Ann Strayer for our meditation and for holding virtual High Watch today. Thank you for Julie Matheson for being the practitioner of the day. Thank you, Linda Coate, for doing the reading. And a big thank you to Michael Magnus, our guest speaker for today. Thank you so much. Thank you to our tech team, Tammy Evans, for doing the video moderating. Thank you, myself, for being the backup. Thank you, Jim Hetzer, for doing the YouTube moderating. Thank you, Robin Brookhouse, for hosting all things the Zoom. And also just a shout out to Gary Lynn Floyd and Jamie Lula. We shared their music today, and we did that from YouTube. So if you want more Gary Lynn Floyd or Jamie Lula, you can just Google on YouTube and they're there. And then thank you to all who are watching this morning live, either in our Zoom room or on our YouTube channel. And also thank you for those that are listening later on YouTube. We appreciate that. If you are joining us for the very first time today, we welcome you. We are very glad you're here. We would love to send you a welcome packet in the mail. It gives you information about who we are and also the philosophy that we practice, the science of mind and spirit. If you are interested in getting one of those welcome packets, you can either send us a private Facebook message or you can call the office directly, and you can find that number on our website. Also, just a reminder, our weekly word is coming out twice a month instead of once a month. I believe that happens this month or next month. Oh goodness, now I can't remember. I think it's next month. Maybe somebody could put that in the chat for me. And also something that we were talking about before we got on the call is the weekly word used to come from Robin at, I don't know, Spiritual Living Columbus, something like that. So if you're using Robin to search for the weekly word and not coming up from it, it recently changed. It's going to come from info at, I think it's Columbus Center for Spiritual Living, something like that.
No,
So
info at spirituallivingcolumbus.org.
thank you. Say it again, Julie.
Info at spirituallivingcolumbus.org.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. And thank you, Margie, for putting in the chat. It is this month that we're going to every other week. If you're not receiving information, our weekly word, our weekly email, please contact one of us. You can contact any of the practitioners. I'm sure you can follow or contact any of the community members. You can also send us a private Facebook message or call the office. So that is our service for today. Thank you for being here. Please say our blessing with me. There is only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. And so it is. And please enjoy our closing song, One Big Family by Gary Lynn Floyd and Jamie Lula, and make it a great week.
Sing it if you know it. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey. Yeah, yeah. Hey, hey, hey. Yeah, yeah. Sing it. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 hey. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah.